A train wreck and a cloud of toxic gas forced the evacuation of thousands in Minnesota and Wisconsin. A new study raises tough questions about the safety of drinking water in this country. And Eye on America. Tonight, the surprise at one high school when teenage girls started talking about sex abuse.
And he came over one day and he raped me.
My brother had sexually abused me once.
This is the CBS Evening News. And this is Bob Schieffer sitting in tonight for Dan Rather. Good evening. A freight car loaded with liquid benzene derailed today and fell into a river near the western edge of Lake Superior. It produced a massive cloud of toxic gas that sent tens of thousands of people in 2 states literally racing from their homes. For a while, the mayor of Duluth, Minnesota said her city looked like a ghost town. Giselle Fernandez has our report.
The toxic cloud of benzene hung over the edge of Lake Superior like a thick white blanket, stagnant and threatening not only lives, but the area's drinking water.
Please evacuate this area immediately.
At dawn, police warned residents in the 2 states straddling the accident site to evacuate. If you can smell it, they said, leave. Thousands did, most of them voluntarily, some covering their faces to avoid the sickly sweet smell of the noxious fumes. Police put up roadblocks to prevent people from entering, and traffic out of the area was thick. Some families raced to higher ground where the air was clear. At least 150 National Guardsmen were called in from both states and moved in with emergency food and assistance.
I see a lot of people that are hungry and confused, and they don't know exactly what's going on in full detail.
This is not the first time that dangerous chemicals have been spilled from our nation's rail lines. In fact, the number of train accidents has soared in recent years, and that has put mounting pressure on Congress to come up with stricter guidelines that will make hauling dangerous cargo safer across the country. One of the worst derailments was a year ago in Dunsmuir, California, when a train carrying weed killer derailed, poisoning the Sacramento River. The cleanup ran into the millions. But critics say both the railroad and the chemical industries are resisting newly proposed safety regulations designed to prevent similar accidents. At nightfall in Duluth, scattered showers began falling, dissipating the benzene cloud. And authorities said some of the thousands of residents forced to evacuate could return. Others, however, are still being kept from their home. It's not clear when it will be safe enough for them to return. Giselle Fernandez, CBS News, New York.
There is also some alarming news today about the safety of the U.S. water supply. Medical researchers are linking the chemical most widely used to purify the water to more than 10,000 new cases of cancer a year. We have more on that now from Roberta Baskin.
How safe is your water when you turn on the tap? How free of harmful chemicals? Most water treatment plants use chlorine to disinfect harmful bacteria in water. As a result, we don't have outbreaks of waterborne diseases like the deadly cholera epidemic in Peru earlier this year. But efforts to clean up water in America are blamed for causing another type of contamination. For 18 years, a scientific debate has raged over chlorinated water causing cancer. Today, a new study in the American Journal of Public Health raises more questions about the safety of our drinking water.
9% of all cases of bladder cancer in the country and 18% of all cases of rectal cancer in the country are associated with consumption of chlorinated water, and that is clearly significant.
According to the study, that translates to 4,200 new cases of bladder cancer every year, along with 6,500 new cases of rectal cancer linked to drinking chlorinated water. If municipalities with high levels of chlorine in the water reduced them, would you expect to see lower levels of rectal and bladder cancer?
Based on the results of this study, yes.
The Environmental Protection Agency is downplaying the study, but it acknowledges that chlorine limits will probably be set.
We are in the process of revising our regulation on chlorination and actually on disinfection and disinfection byproducts in general. Our plan is to propose a regulation in June of 1993.
While the EPA continues its studies, utilities across the country are already moving away from chlorine to alternatives like chloramines and ozone gas. The EPA warns even these new technologies may pose other problems. Meanwhile, any bad news about tap water is considered good news to the multi-billion-dollar bottled water and home filtration industry. Bob?
Well, how safe are the alternatives, Roberta?
Well, Bob, some bottled water comes from municipal water supplies and can have chlorine, and the use of home systems with activated charcoal filters can take out the chlorine, but you have to change those filters routinely, and many people forget.
All right. Thank you, Roberta. President Bush made an emotional defense of his administration last night at a Republican fundraiser in Detroit. The president said it's the media that's distorting his record.
We are just exactly where the heartbeat of America is, but you couldn't tell it because of all the noise and the fury out there of Politics 92, endless polls, weird talk shows, crazy groups every Sunday telling you what you think. 92% of the news on the economy being negative when the economy grew, admittedly slowly, but grew at 2.7 in the first quarter. 92% negative. What kind of reporting is that? But the American people are smart. They're going to sort it out. They're going to separate fiction from fact. They're going to know reality when they see it, and I'm going to say this to them. I have worked my heart out as President of the United States.
That was last night. Today, the president toned down his campaign rhetoric just a bit as the government released new figures on the economy, and one of the nation's biggest companies announced some massive layoffs. Money correspondent Ray Brady now with that story.
They're the government's top forecasting tool. The leading economic indicators tell you whether the economy's heading up or down. And for the fifth straight month, they're up. President Bush said again today, better times are coming.
And I believe properly that the economy, which has been stagnant and dull, will be vastly improved.
The cold, hard figures show the economy has improved from those down months of recession, but it's nowhere near its former level. You can see it in home buying. The industry that usually leads the charge out of recession is slowing down. While Americans had been growing more confident, more willing to spend, a survey out today shows confidence flattening out. Economists like Brian Fabry say that's because consumers don't see the factories gearing up or workers being rehired.
It's jobs that create income, that create spending and confidence. Without it, we're doing something wrong.
In previous recoveries, the economy created 2.2 million new jobs the first year. In the first year of this one, it's created just 185,000 jobs, an anemic showing.
Indeed, everybody's looking around their shoulder at whose job's going to be lost next. Maybe theirs.
Even more people may soon be looking over their shoulders. Alcoa today announced it will lay off 2,100 employees. And Hughes Aircraft, a part of General Motors, says that over the next year and a half, it will lay off more than 9,000 employees, about 15% of its workforce. Bob?
Thank you, Ray. Still ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News, the day after the abortion decision finds Americans heading for the middle ground. And from Japan, the latest in family values. One family rented out for 3 hours, value $1,000.
To get rid of her gray, my wife can spend 40 minutes. But I discovered the 5-minute hair coloring.
The revolutionary discovery called Just for Men from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men and in 5 minutes shampoo out.
Gray is blended away. The look of my natural color is back in 5 minutes. That was me, and it won't fade or wash out.
My hair takes forever, but you look great in just 5 minutes.
The look of your natural color in just 5 minutes with Just for Men.
If you suffer from the common aches and pains of arthritis, doctors know that a safe and effective way to relieve them is something you may already have in your home. Extra strength Tylenol gel caps. Tylenol helps relieve arthritis pain without irritating your stomach, the way aspirin or even ibuprofen can. What should you take for your arthritis pain? Talk to your doctor. The answer may be closer than you think. Tylenol, the pain reliever hospitals use most.
The United Nations relief operation is underway in the former Yugoslav Republic of Bosnia. 4 French planes landed at the Sarajevo airport today with food and medicine for civilians caught up in the civil war. 3 UN peacekeepers, a Canadian, a Swede, and a Kenyan, were slightly wounded by gunfire. Nearly 1,000 Canadian soldiers are on their way to Sarajevo by land to try to secure the airport. The Pentagon said today there are 2,000 U.S. Marines aboard ships off the coast of Yugoslavia, but there are no plans to send in any American ground forces. Defense Secretary Dick Cheney said today U.S. forces are prepared to offer air and naval support for the relief operation if the United Nations requests it. President Bush confirmed today that investigators have found no evidence yet of American prisoners of war living in the former Soviet Union. But the Russian news agency TASS reported today that the grave of an American POW was found in southern Russia. KGB records apparently show he was born in the United States, but do not indicate which war he was in. Democrat Bill Clinton said today that if he's elected president, he will nominate only supporters of Roe versus Wade and abortion rights to the Supreme Court. The court yesterday came within 1 vote of overturning Roe, but it did uphold a restrictive abortion law in Pennsylvania. Activists on both sides are unhappy with the ruling, but there are signs that many Americans agree with it. Law correspondent Rita Braver has more on that.
It's the activists on both sides who get most of the attention. Those who want all abortions allowed. Those who want all abortions stopped. But yesterday's Supreme Court decision may reflect where this country really stands on abortion. In fact, the latest CBS News New York Times poll shows that most Americans agree with the Supreme Court. They want abortion kept legal, but would like their states to place some limits on it.
That Americans are trying to find a middle ground on this very divisive issue. And strangely enough, the Supreme Court tends to support that as well.
The administration may be catching on. Vice President Dan Quayle has advocated a total ban on abortion, but today he praised the idea of merely restricting it.
American people support reasonable limitations on abortion on demand. That may not be the Democratic Congress's position, but that's America's position. The Pennsylvania statute was a reasonable approach to the sensitive issue of abortion.
In Kansas, a new law with restrictions similar to those the court upheld takes effect tomorrow. And there and in other states, legislatures now understand they must take a moderate approach to regulating abortion.
They can almost certainly pass informed consent, parental consent laws, but the promise of doing any more has been largely shut down.
So even though there will be lots more shouting from the most extreme advocates on both sides of the abortion issue, yesterday's Supreme Court decision may result in a national policy that truly reflects the will of the people. Rita Braver, CBS News, Washington.
And stay with us now for more of the CBS Evening News, including the tough new beat for LA's new top cop.
I, Willie L. Williams, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
You could ease up a little.
Table for 2 in about 5 minutes. Mr. Douglas, I have your table.
But you're not gonna. You could stop being a perfectionist. But you're not gonna. You're not gonna change because of heartburn, and you don't have to. There's something new that's like no ordinary antacid. New Maalox Heartburn Relief. It stops the burning and helps keep it from coming back. So get on with life like you're gonna live it. New Maalox Heartburn Relief is made for you.
You've driven these streets 1,000 times. But tonight, there's something different. Tonight, you're using Exxon 93 Supreme gasoline for a cleaner engine, smooth acceleration, and a full 93 octane.
Let the tiger set you free.
Rely on Exxon Supreme.
Rely on the tiger.
Tears of pain, tears of joy. But when your eyes are dry, soothe them with the tears of Murine. Closer to your own tears than other leading eye drops or artificial tears. Murine, natural tears formula.
Imagine a pillowy cushion of softness with every step you take. Dr. Scholl's 2-layer air pillow insoles. 1 layer for shock, 1 for comfort. Dr. Scholl's. You'll feel better when the doctor is in.
After tonight,
Nothing will ever be the same. Make a date for prom night. An all-new 48 Hours, Wednesday.
The couple charged in the fatal kidnapping of Exxon executive Sidney Rizzo went to court today in a deal with prosecutors. Irene Seal pleaded guilty to extortion in the scheme to collect an $18 million ransom. She agreed to testify against her husband. Arthur Seal is charged with kidnapping. He pleaded not guilty. He'd been held captive in a storage locker in New Jersey. His body was found buried in a wooded area over the weekend. The FBI today announced the windup of Operation Gold Pill. More than 100 arrests in over 50 cities on charges of healthcare fraud. Those arrested included 82 pharmacists and 1 doctor. They are accused in schemes involving the shipping and billing of prescription drugs. Well, Los Angeles formally swore in its 50th police chief today. He is unlike any of the first 49, and he faces unprecedented challenge. CBS News correspondent Ron Allen with more on that.
Williams. I, Willie L. Williams, do solemnly swear.
And with that, perhaps the most troubled police force in the nation began a new era. Willie Williams' reputation for tough reform is one reason he's replacing Daryl Gates, who broke tradition and was a no-show at today's ceremony.
All right. We who lead must stop rocking the ship and begin steering the ship.
Williams vows to restore the pride of this demoralized department, and he faces very practical problems, the most serious being the fact that a very small number of police patrol a huge city of more than 3 million people.
During an entire shift, during peak time, there were only like 524 officers on the streets of Los Angeles.
And the recent unrest exposed LAPD's limited ability to respond to a crisis. Not enough cars, outdated radios and equipment, all the result of a shrinking budget.
This is something that we've been talking to the city council about year after year, and the mayor year after year after year, and it's never changed.
Williams becomes the first outsider in 40 years and the first African American to run LAPD. One legacy left by Daryl Gates is a management team that does not reflect the city's ethnic diversity and could fight Williams on reforms.
Gates has staffed a number of individuals in management positions that, in my opinion, will undermine the new chief.
A lot of minority officers feel they've been denied promotions that could put them in those top jobs. And recently, when they sued, the department admitted more non-white cops should have decision-making power.
Well, we've been relegated to frontline positions where we go out and we do the most dangerous jobs.
We in Los Angeles cannot begin the healing and the stabilization process until and when we make peace with ourselves and each other.
And now that LA finally has a new police chief, Williams' toughest job may be restoring public confidence. Citizens tired of the police department's problems now hope Chief Williams and his officers will have more time to fight crime. Ron Allen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And coming up next, Eye on America. Tonight, the faces of sexual abuse. 1 of every 5 girls under the age of 18.
Tried Domino's new Better Than Ever pizza yet? Where do you get a load of more melted cheese? Where do you taste our bigger, better toppings? Where do you sink your teeth into our more tender, tastier crust? But why wait? Come into Domino's now for our 99-cent carry-out special. With every Better Than Ever pizza at the regular price, get a second one-topping medium for just 99 cents.
Nobody knows like Domino's.
Come in now for our 99-cent carry-out special.
Your breakfast, sir.
This new Kellogg's Frosted Bran is quite sensible. Crispy flakes with whole wheat and bran, lightly frosted for a taste. A taste that's delicious! I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I love it! And new Kellogg's Frosted Bran has less sugar than you'd imagine, but the taste? It's out of
We've got to stop serving this.
New Kellogg's Frosted Bran, wildly delicious, sensibly good.
Something big is coming to Gotham City, and it's bringing money and prizes to Choice Hotels like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep. Just enter the Choice Hotels Batman Return Sweepstakes. Pick up an entry form at any Choice Hotel, and you could win one of thousands of great Batman prizes, like a Plymouth Voyager or a Choice Batman suitcase containing $250,000 in cash.
Is this a great hotel or what?
Call 1-800-4CHOICE to reserve your room at any Quality, Comfort, Clarion, or Sleep Hotel.
Questions, issues, answers. President Bush live from the White House for an exclusive hour-long broadcast tomorrow on CBS This Morning with Harry Smith and Paula Zahn.
It is a crime that happens all too often in this country, the sexual abuse of young people. Victims need help to recover from the ordeal, and many are now finding the best help comes from each other. Mark Phillips reports tonight's Eye on America.
Altos and bass, go.
No one said it was easy.
Somebody's still not thinking it was much better.
When you say goodbye.
Behind the sweet harmonies at the end of a school year, there is another chorus.
When I was 15, I was sexually molested by my mother's boyfriend.
One of the neighbors, he came in and he raped me. I was already dating someone else. And he came over one day and he raped me.
My brother had sexually abused me once, and my father is doing it.
Stories of sexual abuse told by high school students, members of a special support group organized at this suburban Maryland school because the need was so great.
I knew that I wasn't the only one, but I would have never have thought that it would be that many people in my school.
When this school of roughly 1,400 students announced the formation of a group to help those who'd been sexually abused, more than 80 girls showed up.
What are your feelings about yourself when you've been assaulted? Okay. You hate yourself and you hate who?
The person who did it to you.
It really surprised me, like there'd be people who had felt the same exact things that I did, and I thought that I was the only one that dealt with it that way.
The point of the group was to get the girls together and to get what was bottled up inside out.
Did learning that there were other people in your situation help you?
Yes.
How?
By knowing that I'm not the only one, that I'm not alone.
Before, I could not talk about it without just bawling, and I could not talk. I'd be like, and I couldn't talk and just be crying, but it's helped a whole lot.
We're teaching the whole time, hoping to empower these girls and to give them the courage then to say, what happened to me was wrong, and I don't deserve to live under that cloud anymore.
And even if you open up a can of worms, even if it's a closed up can, the worms are still there. So when you open up the can of worms, what's the worst that can happen? The worms come out and then there are no more worms in the can.
And there are a lot of worms, it seems, in a lot of cans. The experience even of this suburban community is typical. Surveys show that 1 in 5 girls report some sort of sexual abuse by the time she's 18. And their stories are remarkably similar.
A lot of people will tell you that you led them on, or it was your own fault.
You asked for it.
They've been abused, often raped, usually at an early age, sometimes by relatives, or by old boyfriends, or by family acquaintances, or by their single mother's boyfriends.
My mother thinks I'm lying and that I'm just doing it to get back at her because she never let me do what I wanted to do.
I was afraid my father would either blame me or blame my mother. I was afraid my mom would feel guilty. And I was afraid of their reaction, how they would react.
For some, being part of the group has helped end years of nightmarish existence in abusive households. Many have run away or even tried suicide.
It helps me talk about those things more. It's helped me report my brother, and it's helped me open up.
It's helped them finally come to terms with what happened to them, to turn lives of misery into productive ones, to do together what they had been unable to do alone.
Within the group, we all feel that we've overcome something. We are no longer victims. We've moved on with our life. We consider ourselves like heroes. We're like the winners now.
In Germantown, Maryland, I'm Mark Phillips for Eye on America.
Healthy. A lot of foods are wearing that name. And yeah, they may have the numbers to back it up. But do they have a taste that'll make you want to eat them? Now this is Healthy Favorite Smoked Turkey from Oscar Mayer. This is the real thing. Nothing funny. It's real turkey breast that's naturally low in fat and only 12 calories a slice. And the taste? Well, the proof's right here. New Healthy Favorites from Oscar Mayer. Who else would you trust?
When
was the last time you had an irresistible hot fudge sundae? Or a fantabulous banana split? Pick any of our 30 wonderful flavors, and don't forget the nuts. Come on, get that 30 wonderful feeling.
Who are you going to call the most this month?
I'd probably call my mother the most. My mother. My mother.
With Sprint's new program, The Most, you'll automatically save on whoever you call the most each month.
My mother in Kansas.
My mother, because she worries.
You'll also save every time you call one of the millions of other Sprint customers.
My mother in Montana.
My mother.
I call my mother in Brooklyn, New York.
Does anyone around here ever call their father?
This castle once had 26 bathrooms.
It'd be nice if one of them still worked.
Why?
What if my diarrhea comes back?
Relax. You took my Imodium AD caplets.
Just once. I usually take the pink stuff 2 or 3 times.
Imodium AD is much better.
Imodium AD caplets are so effective, they often work in one dose. Instead of dose after dose after dose, like the pink stuff.
Ready to go?
Before the sunset?
Imodium AD for diarrhea, the choice for one-dose relief.
This is your time. Time for the good taste of Smucker's apricot preserves. And jams are naturally fat-free and less than 20 calories. So few calories and so good. With a name like Smucker's, it has to be good.
In Japan, just as in America, older people often feel isolated and lonely. Well, one Japanese company has come up with a remedy. It costs a lot, it does not last long, and it is not real. But it is a big success in Tokyo. Bill Whitaker reports.
A picture-perfect Japanese family sharing Sunday dinner.
You remember Grandpa, don't you?
But there's something wrong with this portrait. This is not a family at all. The elderly couple rented children and grandchildren, that's right, rented them 3 hours, $1,200 for 4 unrelated actors to pretend to be the close-knit family they never had.
He looks just like you, Dad.
Their real son rarely comes to see them.
I just wanted to be called Dad again.
Rent a Family. It's a booming new business in Tokyo aimed at the growing number of lonely senior citizens.
I'm not saying our clients can get 100% of human love in only 3 hours. But even if they get just a little bit, it's better than nothing at all.
The traditional Japanese family, 3 generations under one roof, is breaking apart under the pressures of modern society. Urban houses are too small, and everybody is too busy. At the Sugamo Temple in Tokyo, the elderly scrub a statue of Buddha. It's believed to bring long life. In Japan today, that's likely to mean long years on your own. Almost 45% of Japanese over 65 live apart from their families. A growing number live alone. The government is trying to reduce old age isolation with facilities like this joint nursing home daycare center, where the toddlers are like tonic to the seniors. But with an elderly population growing faster than any other industrial nations, Japan can't build them fast enough. In the meantime, there's always Rent a Family. The company says it can't keep up with demand. Bill Whitaker, CBS News, Tokyo.
Well, that's the news. A program note, CBS This Morning, will come to you tomorrow from the White House. Harry Smith and Paula Zahn will have a live hour-long interview with President Bush. And the president will take questions from an audience. That's coming up tomorrow during the first hour of CBS This Morning. I'm Bob Schieffer, sitting in tonight for Dan Rather. Good night.
Experience CBS News.
This is CBS.